Shrooms. That's right, the Shrooms update is finally here in all of its fungal, brain-melting glory. We're talking brand new items, entirely new grow processes, a new supplier, and a fat stack of bug fixes and quality of life improvements. I'm gonna be honest y'all, this update changed a lot. And real quick, if you haven't already, go check out the Schedule 1 merch I got over at staysilly.shop. I got permission from Tyler to make some, and every dollar profit is going straight to charity, so you can look good and do good at the same time. Anyways, I've got a ton of awesome new stuff to talk about, and I know you guys are itching to hear about the update, so let's get right into it. Starting off with the elephant in the room, mushrooms have officially hit the streets of Highland Point. I'm gonna walk you through all the basics so you know exactly what to expect. First up, we got a brand new supplier named Fungal Phil, and he's here to fulfill all your mushroom needs. Phil joins the supplier squad alongside Albert, Salvador, and Shirley, and you'll unlock him after establishing a friendly relationship with his bestie in the supermarket, Kevin, or with everyone's favorite girl, Elizabeth. Once you make contact, you can start setting up dead drops and eventually schedule meetups and deliveries just like with all the other suppliers. His stash location is right here behind the Southern Gas Mart, giving you easy access to pay off all that dead drop debt. Alongside the usual conversation options, Phil can also teach you how to grow the mushrooms, but I look at every comment that gets put on my videos and I know a lot of you guys can't read, so I'll explain it later on in this video as well. Phil lets you buy most of the new items you're gonna need for growing mushrooms, but he also comes with a little additional bonus. You can purchase all of the additives from him, which means you're finally able to buy PGR, speed grow, and fertilizer with cash instead of using your bank balance. And I know that might not sound huge at first, but trust me, it makes a massive difference. And since we didn't get a new property for laundering money this update, any change that lets us use more of our cash and less of our bank is very welcome. Once you've built up a good relationship with Phil, he'll give you access to all the new shit you need to start growing shrooms. First up, we got the most basic item, the grain bag. The grain bag is a bag of grain. I know, it's kind of crazy. But this little bag of grain is actually the starting point for your entire mushroom colony. The next thing you're going to need is the mushroom substrate. This special soil mix is what the mushroom spores will grow in once they're established in the grain. It's similar to the standard soil that's available from the hardware stores, but this special mix is aerated and only used for mushrooms, so don't go trying to grow weed in it. The next item Phil has for sale is the spore syringe. This pointy little plunger contains the actual mushroom spores that make the whole operation possible. This is the magic ingredient. You can't really grow any mushrooms without the spores. And the final item, the best one of all, my favorite part of the update, is this absolutely epic mushroom hat. This pointy purple cone is perfect for your next macrodosing session under the suburbia gazebo, and it's sure to make you a hit with the ladies. This exclusive item can be yours for only $75. It's probably my favorite thing in the new update. And if you're wondering about one of my other favorite things, then I gotta introduce you to today's sponsor, Boot.dev. If you're anything like me, staying focused long enough to learn a new skill is about as fun as refilling all of your laundering stations in Schedule 1. It's absolute misery. That's why I like using Boot.dev. It takes what would normally be brain-numbing coursework and turns it into something that's actually fun and shockingly effective. When I was working towards my computer science degree, Boot.dev made learning new concepts and terminology way easier. And as you can see here, the entire platform is basically one big video game. You complete quests, level up, and sharpen your skills to take on progressively harder programming bosses. I'm not kidding when I say I used this when I was in college and it made the coursework so much easier to understand. To be honest, there's never been a better time to pick up new skills and make yourself more employable. And right now, Boot.dev is hooking you guys up with a solid deal. If you use code BigWilly at checkout, you can get 25% off and start leveling up your coding today. Now let's get back into the video. Our mushroom friends are waiting. Now there's another piece of equipment that I didn't mention earlier, but that's because I wanted to give it its own section because it's one of the coolest new additions to the game, the AC unit. Now the AC unit isn't exactly what I had in mind when I said Tyler should add property heat to the game, but I guess it'll do. You see, this brand new item is going to shake up the entire game when it comes to efficient grow operations. So don't be surprised when you see a bunch of new builds dropping in the next few weeks, because everything has changed. Here's how it works. The AC unit can heat or cool an area around itself, and that directly affects how fast the plants grow. Mushrooms prefer a much colder environment, so you'll want the AC set to cool. Marijuana and cocaine, on the other hand, like things a bit hotter and more humid, so set the AC to heat and both grow noticeably faster than before. I tested it myself and it's roughly a 50% increase in growth speed. It's basically free speed grow, which is kind of insane. As a side note, I know Tyler is from the land down under, so his grasp of correct measurements is surface level at best. But here in America, we use freedom units because everyone knows Fahrenheit is the far superior method of measuring temperature. I honestly don't think anyone in the entire world disagrees that Fahrenheit is better than Celsius. It's basically a universally agreed upon fact. Also, for some reason, the temperature outside is 104 degrees. I have no idea what's going on in Highland Point, but I'm surprised the whole place isn't on fire yet. Besides the AC unit, there are a few other items that got added in along with the Shrooms update, all of which are focused on growing mushrooms. First off is the mushroom spawn station, which is where you'll combine your grain bags and your spore syringes to make a spawn bag. You can only buy this at Oscar's inside the warehouse. Next is the mushroom bed. This is where you'll actually grow the mushrooms. You can also pick these up over at Oscar's. Just put some substrate in, break down your spawn bag, and you're good to go. The last new piece of equipment is the spray bottle. This is another watering device, just like the watering can, but it's only used for growing mushrooms. You can only pick it up over at the hardware store, so you'll need to swing by Hank or Dan to grab one. And it's pretty important because it's the only way to keep your mushroom beds wet and moist. Along with the mushrooms, we also got a bunch of exciting new changes and quality of life improvements to make managing our drug empires faster and easier. Starting with one of the most requested changes, labeling. Tyler has added labels for pots, racks, and stations, so you'll never be confused when setting routes or assigning workers to their jobs. This is huge for larger operations, especially places like the docks warehouse and the manor, because you can instantly see whose equipment is whose, preventing all the crossed lines and mixed up product. Tyler also got rid of the weird confetti texture that gets displayed whenever you put any additives on your plants, instead replacing it with these red, blue, and green dots. He also reduced the cartel influence that you need to progress from Westville to downtown from 1,000 to 500, so that should completely get rid of the soft lock that was affecting a lot of players. He also buffed coca plants, increasing their yield from 9 to 12 without PGR and 16 to 20 with PGR, which means once again I have to redo all of my builds. And the last quality of life upgrade that I want to talk about is one that I suggested to Tyler myself. Last patch, Tyler removed the Benzie dealers spawning at midnight, likely due to immersion reasons. So I suggested instead of them spawning outside, they just walk outside to take a smoke break. And it turns out he liked the idea enough to put it in the game. So occasionally, posted up outside their buildings, you might see a Benzie dealer smoking a ciggy. To wrap things up, I figured I'd show you what actually happens when you eat the shrooms, so if you don't want this spoiled, now's your chance to click off. Alright, here it is. Shifting textures, bright flares, heat wave distortions, insanely vibrant colors, and a prismatic vignette. It's honestly spot on for psilocybin. The game even warps the music and sound effects, which really sells the experience. Now listen, someone who definitely isn't me said that this is pretty accurate to real life. Easily one of the most fun effects I've seen in Schedule 1 so far. I hope you've had a great time exploring the magical mushroom wonderland with me. This update has been a long time coming, and it's easily one of the most in-depth and game-changing additions Schedule 1 has seen in a while. There's still lots of cool new updates on the way, so make sure you're subscribed if you want to stay up to date on everything Schedule 1. Let me know down in the comments what your updated farms are going to look like, or what your favorite part of the Shrooms update has been so far. And before you go, don't forget to check out boot.dev and use code BigWilly to level up your coding game today. As always, stay silly, y'all.